and welcome back to Pure Pathways. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. بسم الله. So here I am again with my new series,
For the Love of the Prophet.
Oh, so Jenna, you decided to join me, huh? I kind of started without you. Were you watching SpongeBob again?
No, I was playing ping pong with Dad, and I creamed him.
Oh, nice. I love it when fathers and daughters spend time together. Did you know that Muhammad ﷺ was an amazing father? There are many reports that tell us about the affection he showed with his daughters, especially Fatima az-Zahra. The Prophet ﷺ once said, "Whoever injures Fatima injures me, and whoever pleases her pleases me." When Fatima radiallahu anha would walk into a room, the Prophet ﷺ would stand up and kiss her forehead. Then he would take her by the hand and seat her next to him. And sometimes he would give her his own seat.
Was Fatima born when Muhammad ﷺ became a prophet?
Yes, actually, Fatima radiallahu anha was around 5 years old, and she grew up watching her father struggle with the idol worshippers of Quraysh. When she was around 10 years old, the Prophet ﷺ was praying near the Kaaba. One of the leaders of Quraysh, Abu Jahl, challenged his men, saying, "Who of you can bring the intestines of a slaughtered animal and throw it on Muhammad?" One of the enemies of the Prophet, named Uqba, he volunteered and ran off. He returned with all this filth in his hands and he threw it on the shoulders of the Prophet while he was in sujood.
Oh my gosh, that's so mean. Didn't the Sahaba see this and try to stop it?
Yes, actually they did see it happen, but they didn't have any power to do or say anything. You see, at this time there weren't that many Muslims, and the majority of them were poor, and some of them were even slaves. They would have been abused or killed for interfering. But Muhammad ﷺ's daughter Fatima, she saw what happened, and she ran to her father, and she started wiping the filth off of his back. The Prophet ﷺ lifted his head, wiped her tears from her face, and said, "Don't worry. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will help your father." So with everything that had just happened to him, the Prophet ﷺ was thinking about his daughter's feelings. It hurt him so much to see his daughter crying. He had such a special place in his heart for Fatima radiallahu anha. He showed her so much respect and dignity. How many fathers show their daughters this kind of attention?
Not many, I guess. Didn't some Arabs used to bury their daughters before Islam?
Yes, actually in pre-Islamic Arabia, families became upset when they found out they were having a girl. They only wanted to have boys, and sometimes they would bury their baby girls alive out of shame. A Sahabi once confessed to the Prophet ﷺ the story of a daughter he had before Islam came. He loved that daughter so much and was so attached to her, but the tribal pressure won him over. One day, he took that daughter to a well and tried to push her in, and the daughter was old enough to understand what was happening. She grabbed onto her father and was begging him to stop. When Muhammad ﷺ heard that story, he cried until his beard became wet. On the contrary, the Prophet ﷺ taught us to be proud of having daughters and to honor them. He even once said, "Anyone who has 3 daughters and raises them and treats them well, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will protect them from hellfire." A man asked, "What if he has 2 daughters, Ya Rasulullah?" And the Prophet said, "Even 2." Another man asked, "What about only 1 daughter?" And Muhammad ﷺ said, "Even 1."
Okay, I'm gonna tell a story now. Okay, when the Prophet ﷺ was laying down on his deathbed, he called Fatima radiallahu anha over to him, and he whispered something in her ear, and she started to cry. And then he whispered something else in her ear, and she started to laugh. Later, Aisha, the Prophet's wife, went up to Fatima and said, "Oh Fatima, you laugh and cry at the same time. What did the Messenger of God tell you?" And at first Fatima didn't tell her, but later she said that the first time Muhammad ﷺ said that he was dying, and the second time he said that, "Don't cry, you'll be the first of my family to meet me in the day of judgment." So I laughed.
Look at that. Even the thought of her own death made her smile, because it meant that she wouldn't have to grieve her father's death for so long, and soon she would be near him again. It just goes to show you how much comfort she felt from being around her father and how well he knew her. He knew exactly what to say to help his daughter feel better. And by the way, Jenna, she died about 4 to 6 months after Muhammad ﷺ died. Well, I can't think of a better father-daughter relationship than that of Muhammad ﷺ and his daughter Fatima. She was the perfect daughter.
And he was the perfect father.
Learning about this loving side of him just makes me love the Prophet so much more. This is just one of the many reasons why we love our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Until next time, don't forget to subscribe, like, and send salawat to the Prophet. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad. See you soon. Assalamu alaikum.
Now it's your turn to get clean.
Oh, you're on.